What's up, Dallas? It's your girl, Rachel. I have my amazing guest, Jae Angelo, in the house. How are you doing?
I am excited. Hey, Dallas, what's up?
We met at the Blooming Models fashion show, and I have to say, your designs are one of a kind, and I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate being one of the photographers at the event. So can you tell me what sets your line apart from others?
Well, all my designs were naturally made by my hand. No one else's hands were involved in the making of it. No machine. It was hand sewn. Not only that, I use soda ash with sodium bicarbonate and other elements of science to naturally add the elements to it. So when on some of the designs you see the colors moving as if they look tie-dyed, they actually aren't.
Mhm.
They were actually fabric dyed, and I actually moved my hands to have my hands move the color when I was having the fabric dyed, so
Mhm.
that way it can look more cascading.
Okay, that is very unique. So actually, so each one of your items are unique and one of a kind.
Yes, ma'am.
That's amazing.
And they were hand painted on.
That's amazing. And you have a lot of inspiration from the Pokemon. Is that right?
Yes. Pokemon has been my inspiration for my designs, my outfits, my hair,
Mhm.
ever since I was a kid, because it's gotten me through a lot of things. Like it's gotten me through being alone. It's gotten me through depression. It's gotten me through a majority of things, especially making friends. And even now, Pokemon is still being incorporated today, and it's always kept me on my cheery, happy side.
I love that. I love
Thank
that.
you.
Pokemon is so iconic.
It is, and it's growing even more. I like right before I got to this interview, I was actually listening to the competition. I was like, I can't wait for regionals because it's in San Antonio, and I'm gonna go and show off a new look I'm making.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I love all of that. So I'm going to ask you, we're going to go back in time.
Okay.
So what made Jae Angelo want to start fashion?
When I was a kid, I was growing up alone by myself in Louisiana. Shreveport, great place to be. Visit the countryside. It is beautiful.
Yes.
I was raised by my great-grandparents and my grandma while my mom was working hard to make a new life for us here in Texas.
Mhm.
So my great-grandmother had a salon of her own in her own house. She had a beauty salon where I would always watch her do people's hair, make their outfits, make quills. And she was a huge figure and inspiration to me.
Wow.
And when I saw her do it, I always would play with her yarn and make cute little dolls. And then I started seeing her sew and make it. And then she made me this beautiful blue blanket that unfortunately is no longer here with me, but I still have the pictures of it and a piece of the fabric that always keeps me inspired.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank God for grandmas. We love that.
Grandmas are the queens of queens.
They are. They are. So I actually resonate with that too, because my mom, she crochets a lot. So I'm not a crocheter because my hands, they hurt very often, but my daughter actually crochets. And it's one of those beautiful things where I'm just seeing a craft that people don't normally do anymore, coming back. And the fact that you're doing your own clothes and you're doing your own sewing and things like that, I mean, that's amazing. Because there's a lot of designers out there who have their own lines, but they don't really do the sewing anymore. They have seamstress for that. But the fact that you're touching every single piece of your clothing is very unique. And I love that. I love that. So, can you tell me about your lines that you have with Jae Angelo Designs?
So by Jae Angelo's official line was with Floroma Symphony. We've had many pieces here and there, including one from a long time ago, and it was under one of my former names for it when I stayed back home in New Orleans after I moved from college. It was called the Citrus Palace, and I actually made this marvelous bracelet that was inspired by the Infinity Stones in Marvel. And I was thinking about bringing it, but one of the pieces broke, so I gotta weld that together. So I gotta go back to Denton for it. But other than that, there is actually one coming up on December 5th where I'm actually gonna be partnered with Only Dallas, very own Nick.
Love that.
So we're gonna have a collection made together, and it's gonna be inspired by Well, I can't say too much, but let's just say it has a little Egyptian side to it.
Oh, I love it. I can't wait.
I know, right?
All right.
And my inspirations for it, as well as all my designs, they come from the studies of culture. Because everywhere throughout the world, there's various pieces of culture. There's American, French, Japanese, Asian, Chinese. And I love seeing and utilizing the pieces of it into my designs. So that way...
You can tell.
So that way, when those designs are shown, it shows my love for the whole world, because the whole world is the birthplace of all of us. We're like the mini gems on this beautiful big body known as Earth. And that's what I want people to see with my fashions.
And that's beautiful. And that's amazing. You can actually see like your intricate uniqueness to every single piece that you have. And when I was watching you at the fashion show, I was like, oh, I love this line. I was like, it's so comfortable and it's unique and everything is all one of a kind, made to order. Like you make it for the people that are going to wear it, which is amazing. And
I want everyone to feel how special they are to me. For each design will not be the same. Each design won't have the same cut. It won't have the same sew. It'll somewhat have the same print, but it'll be in a different pattern and style. And I'll add something to it. Because truly, fashion is something evolutionary. It can't stay the same. It has to evolve in a way. And that's what I want people to see. With this outfit, I want you to be your best self and still continue to evolve.
That's amazing. I love that.
Thank you.
That was so beautifully put too, guys. That was poetic. That's poetic. And I love that. Oh my goodness. All right. So I'm going to ask you another question. So being a designer, you know, there are some young people out there who also inspire to be designers and have their own clothing line and their love for fashion. So with your experience being a fashion designer, what has been your most amazing accomplishment and what has been your biggest struggle?
Let's start with the struggles, let's start with the struggles. The biggest struggle is, I would say, is mainly getting the identity out there. As a designer, you're all about focusing what your identity is and also on who you are. It took me, God, so long to figure out who I am, because I've always tried to cling my identity onto something like, excuse me, I had a peppermint. I was like, not one of them.
It's okay.
Like before it became by Jae Angelo, it was Jae Angelo, and that was with my parents. And then it was somewhere where my fashions were minimal, and I wanted it to be like all the magazines in Vogue and Marie Claire and all the Paris stuff. I wanted it simple, cut, expensive. And then after that, I don't know, it just made me feel so dead just to make it. But when I became the Citrus Palace and then by Jae Angelo, I want to design clothes that fit people who aren't comfortable with themselves and are still finding themselves. I may be a designer, but I'm still finding myself every day. I'm learning new things. Like I'm learning how to make an electric train with safety pins.
Nice.
And I'm almost done. It kind of hurt a lot because my hands are still sticking from it. Because the funny thing, I actually used a taser on a set of safety pins.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I actually held it to try to see if I can conduct it. And it like only hurt a little, and there was only a little numbing pain, but I was like, and my boyfriend was like, why? And I was like, why not? Fashion is science, and science is an explosion. And I'm all about getting hands on. Yes. The other thing about in the struggles of fashion is when you have your brand, you shouldn't always make sure you stay by it and never, ever stray away from the path you set for it. And I know it's going to be hard for all you amazing artists out there, but hear me when I say this. Always look to the heart of your inspiration and stick to it. And remember who you are and always make sure you're smiling with those designs. The world may not understand it, but they will when they see you smile, when they see your models smile, when they see your team smile. That's when they'll understand you are a designer who is taking that brand to the next level. And after Blooming Models, it was literally just that I saw people happy about it. People were telling me the designs were so different from everyone else's. And I was like, I kind of wanted to go last, but I had to go first because my models knew what to do. They were already on it.
Right.
Which I'm so glad for. And with that, they came out and became so unique. And that's what was so amazing about it. And I don't know, that's when I saw myself in those designs. I was like, oh my God. I feel like I'm just sitting right there and I'm looking like a customer. I could wear that. And I'm like, I'm not even like, I'm making it for other people. And I'm like, I'm happily can wear this.
Yes. And be comfortable.
Yeah. And be myself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's a great accomplishment.
It is.
And people recognizing you now.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm glad it was one of you because I'm just reading I was watching your stories from over there and I was like, this woman is amazing. I'm so glad she noticed me. I was like, yes, go Jae Angelo.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was going to bring the recognition anyway. So the Blooming Models Academy, the models in the academy were actually modeling Jae Angelo's stuff. So, I was brought there because Ashley, the one that is the CEO of the modeling agency, she actually invited me to come out to be a sponsor.
Nice.
So, and it's the funny thing is I got there and I was talking to Jae Angelo and we're just like, oh my gosh, What's Up Dallas magazine is here. I hope she recognizes me. And I was like, look, we're besties now. So that's amazing.
And I'm still working on that purple sequin coat for you. I just got the sequins now.
I can't wait to model it. It's going to happen.
We're going to be like selfies.
I know, right?
Yes.
I'm going to have a whole photo sesh for it.
Yes, we most definitely will. I'll get you I'm actually was trying to see if you wanted it longer or shorter. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to make two. I'm going to make one shorter and one longer. That way she can alternate between it.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing. That's a wonderful surprise. I appreciate that.
I got you. And now we got the struggles out. And before we continue, it wasn't actually just Blooming Models. I also had one of my I had models from two of my most treasured model partnerships with Bella Modeling School and West Haven, with whom without West Haven, without Blooming, without Bella, the models were amazing, without whom I wouldn't have been there. So I want to thank these academies for these special models, especially my signature model, Alexi Milan, who is, one, he's a Viking. He comes from a Viking line, which I love. And two, he loves Pokemon like me. And three, he's a model who's finding himself in the world. He's like my male version of the Mona Lisa. Like every time you see his smile stuff, like it's like the Mona Lisa, you just want to like move aside and like,
okay,
I can see that.
And he's with West Haven model.
Yes. And then my Blooming models is Shruti and Melina. They are fabulous girls and I love them so much.
They
were amazing.
All the models were fabulous.
They were. Them twirls, the signature poses.
I know. I was like, okay, all right, I see you.
Yeah, because that was the point of the collection. We were to be fun. I want them to see how it looks not only singular, but also cohesive with another color.
Right.
Because think of it looking at the rainbow. You see two different color styles combined together and you see something brand new form.
Right.
And that's what I loved about it.
Yes, magic did happen. And I also want to thank the models, number one, the photographers that came out, all the sponsors, and all the vendors that were out.
Oh my God, you guys were so amazing there. And thank Ashley. Yes. If it wasn't for her when I saw her show, and also thank Nick from my business partner from Only Dallas, who told me about this opportunity.
Yes.
Because I was just networking at Dallas Fashion Week, and then Nick was like, what's going on? I was like, I just need to get some designs done because I couldn't make it for Dallas Fashion Week. Because my styles was different from what they wanted. Yeah. So he showed me Ashley from Blooming Models. One is looking for designers, and I was like, okay, let me look. And I was like, yes, thank you. Sign up, and then bing boom, met Ashley. She's amazing and beautiful. Met the family, met the models. The models are like one big family, and I'm like, okay, I love this.
You're
and
home.
I'm getting all the aura from it.
Absolutely. So I do also know, we were talking behind the scenes before we started this interview, that you have a fundraiser that you have coming up. Right?
Yes. By Jae Angelo is launching a branch member of our wonderful company family. A lot of people would say, Jane, that's too early. No, it's not. Saving this earth in this place where all the designs and art comes from is important and imperative and essential to our living here. So we've launched Project RE. Yes, Project RE with a cute little colon by it. And like my brand, we're a sustainable organization collecting donations to help bring the world back to its pristine glory. We're going to take away the trash and the dirt and everything that has clouded and started degrading. Lord, I am so horrible.
It's okay.
Degrading our planet and turning it back into its pristine treasure. Because I want this earth to be here for not only us, but for future generations.
Yes.
So generations don't have to carry on our burdens. I want them to actually see this world beautifully and then go from there and enhance it. So we've actually launched, due to the August 2023, unfortunate of the wildfires in Maui, we're going to be launching a donation brand, a GoFundMe link to collect donations to help them with further relief aid. And we will be unveiling the amount collected at our Spring Fashion Week event next week in March.
That's amazing. That's amazing. All right. So y'all heard it here first. I just wanted to let y'all know.
And we actually straightened Laurel. I finished the shows and we can talk about the benefits.
That's perfectly okay. So your 2 events that you have coming up, one in December, one in March.
Yes. So only Dallas and I will be collaborating with a collection on December 15th with our Egyptian line. I can't go into further details about it because I promise to be secret, but you guys are going to love it. And then there's Spring Fashion Week that I'll be hosting with legendary model Bodeem and LeBrian Thomas. And we hope to see you guys there. It is an inclusive networking event for all artists and creatives to come in and be part of the family.
Nice. And for all of our audience, can you tell them your social media so they can find you?
All right, everyone, grab out them phones because the Instagram is by Jae Angelo, BYJAEANGELO, as applied as on Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Because, yes, we're now starting TikToks now so we can be silly.
That's amazing. Well, everybody, please go like, subscribe, and show some love and support to all of our business owners and talents out there. Thank you for watching. What's up, Dallas? We had an amazing exclusive interview with designer Jae Angelo. And if you are a designer and you like this interview, you want to do one as well, please email me, business@whatsupdallasmagazine.com.